Good afternoon. My name is Joshua Hayden, and this is my persuasive speech. Purpose of this speech is to give you information and statistics on distracted driving and why you should not be a distracted driver. How well do you pay attention while you're driving? What if I was to say that the leading cause of fatalities and accidents is due to distracted driving? Today we will discuss why it is important to stay focused mentally and physically while riding in a car. I've been driving for a long time myself. I am 35 years old. I started driving when I was 14 on a hardship license. And I can tell you, when I was 14, I was distracted probably about 3/4 of the time. And the only reason I was able to drive when I was 14 is my mom would suffer from migraines. And yeah, I was one of the kids that could walk around school with a pager on. And legally, I could have it and not have to worry about it. I'd get up during class when it went off, and I'd rush and go take my mom to the hospital. Speaking of pagers, that thing distracted me more than I think my cell phone does right now when I'm riding around my car. Pager goes off, you look at the number, you see who's calling. Oh man, then you rack your brain, see whose number that is. Not like today where you have a cell phone that just pops up somebody's name on there. Then you're like, well, I'll just hold out. I can wait to call them. I can tell you, it takes a lot of concentration mentally and physically to drive and not run off the road. It takes a lot of mental acuity to, judge how fast the car in front of you is going, to look in your rearview mirror and see if that person that's behind you while you're at a stoplight is going to stop or is paying attention. I tell you, just the other day, I know this is a long credibility statement, but just the other day, we were leaving Airline and Bean Boulevard over by Academy. I was sitting in the passenger seat playing on my phone. My wife was driving. We were stopped at the red light, and a teenager right behind us, rear-ended, busted us. And we got out of the car. We were like, what the hell's going on? We were all stopped at a stoplight. She was reaching over to get some French fries because she was hungry. So, now that you know about that, let's talk about the need for and what distracted drivers can cause. You might be thinking, what are some statistics or results of distracted driving? The problem is that most accidents and deaths and with distracted drivers, they usually cause. According to the Department of Motor Vehicles, the leading cause of death for teens is from car accidents, and that's from distracted driving, playing on your cell phone, hanging out, yelling at your friends, just cutting up and having a good old time. Most of these deaths are from teenage passengers who were in a vehicle with a distracted driver. So you don't have to physically be the driver being distracted. It could be your daughter, your mother, your sister, your aunt, your uncle. They could just be riding in a car. And if that driver's distracted, more than likely, if they get in a wreck, something bad's going to happen. According to the website distraction.gov, in 2011, 3,331 people were killed in a car accident involving a distracted driver. In the previous year, it was 3,627 in 2010. Distraction.gov states texting and driving is most likely among young people, and I guess our generation, because, I've caught myself once or twice wanting to look at that phone when the text comes through, wanting to see who's calling me. And these two things right here, these phones, distracted drivers. This is another big one. This is my pet peeve. People reaching over trying to get coffee or the coffee spills on them. But distraction.gov states texting and driving is most likely among young people and takes place behind the wheel. Yeah, because the passenger, if they're texting, doesn't really matter. 10% of all drivers 15 to 19-year-olds are involved in fatal crashes where they were placed behind the wheel, and they were also preventable. Any given daylight moment across America, approximately 600,000 drivers are on the road at one time and or distracted. That's a lot of people. That's something I don't like. Now that I've given you some statistics and can see why distracted driving is dangerous, let's discuss two of the main causes: mental and physical attention. First, we'll talk about non-cognitive driving. This is one of the main causes of distracted driving. Talking is the main cause of distracted driving. Me, personally, when I'm in a car, I don't care if I know you or have known you for about 10 years. I like to just sit in the car, I like to be quiet, and I don't like to be bothered. Plus, people talking in the car, it gets all foggy anyway, especially if their AC ain't working. But cognitive distraction while driving, because it deals with your mind, and your mind is focusing on the conversation more than it is focusing on the road, or are those lights coming down on the railroad tracks, or is this person over here going to make a right and dart out in front of me while I'm on airline? Happens more than once, especially in one day. An example of these types of distractions are talking on a cell phone, driving and talking to a passenger in the car, or hey, you see your buddy and you're trying to yell out the window and talk to them. 3 dangers of not being cognitive or being mentally in while driving a car is listening to the radio or an audiobook. I mean, I'm trying to make text, so I got PDG audio playing on my truck. Yeah, it's kind of boring. It does kind of dull you down and makes you fall asleep, but I still got to do it. Any minute I can get in is a good minute for studying. Moderate danger is talking on a handheld phone or a hands-free phone. This will get you, especially on base. Bluetooth. I'm not big on earpieces or anything, but I do have Bluetooth in my car. So I mean, I guess that's fine. The only thing I do to hang up or pick up or dial a number is I can either say it or I got little buttons on the steering wheel. And a high danger is using voice-activated texting or email feature because, everybody knows about autocorrect. Let me tell you, I'm sitting there, I'm trying to text Jennifer, and I say my text, and then you want to look over and make sure it's texting right. If not, it's going to say balloons are purple or something. I don't know. It's crazy. It's ridiculous. Another reason why drivers are distracted is because their hands are not on the wheel. I mean, everybody knows 10 and 2, thumbs out so the airbag doesn't pop and break your fingers. Me, I'm kind of like to hang one arm out the window, put a couple fingers on the steering wheel of my truck. But technically, you're supposed to have 10 and 2, firm grip, not too tight, not too loose. That's one of the main causes. Also, another one's eating or drinking. This right here, it takes your eyes off the road, takes your hands off the wheel. Don't do it. Another one is, and I'm bad about this, messing around with your GPS. You can fix this by having somebody else in the car do it, or simply just pull over at a gas station, take a pee break, fix your GPS, get back on the road. It ain't going to take about 10 or 15 minutes, but you don't want it ruining your life. By now you can see the dangers of driving while distracted, both physically and mentally. Let's find out some solutions that you can take to stop or lessen distracted driving. How do we stop the epidemic of distracted driving? One is talk with your family, talk with your kids, talk with your friends. Let them know you're uncomfortable with that. Be like, hey, you know what? While we're in the car, keep your phone in your purse. If you have friends in the car, make sure their phones are off and they're not too loud or whatever. Some of the new cars come out with kids safe, like the radio won't even turn on until the seatbelts are buckled. That's pretty cool to me. Excuse me. Another one is, like I said earlier, fixing the GPS. So pulling over on the side of the road to fix your GPS or whatever you had going on in your car. Say you drop something, don't lean over and then go grab for it. It only takes a few seconds out of your time. Pull over to the side of the road, fix your GPS. Not only for your GPS, stop and eat as well. You don't need to eat while you're driving. Me, I'm a mess, especially. But, expect the unexpected is another one. Always be aware of your surroundings, to include wildlife. Everybody's had that one dog, cat, or animal that's run out in front of them on the road. If you're paying attention, hopefully you can avoid it. If not, that deer is going to smack your truck and total it. May even hurt you in the process. Stay focused and pay attention. Have a Bluetooth capability in your car to answer your phone like I do. I mean, that helps me out. I mean, my wife's phone, she got the new iPhone 7 or whatever. That thing plays through the car stereo and it'll read your text out loud. You don't even have to program it. You just sync it to your car. If you have to, another way to fix this problem is if you have to yell at the person or passenger or anybody in your car, turn down your radio. Man, I'll be rolling by some of these cats and music just be blaring, blasting, blah, 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 blah. They need to turn that crap down. One, if I can hear it's too loud and it's distracting you from the road. Don't try, or try not to get distracted by signs and stuff on the road, where you see that pretty chick walking down the road, or for the ladies, you see that hot guy standing out there, chopping wood or something. I don't know where you see that, but, keep your eyes on the road. Try to keep yourself from getting distracted. So, now you know the importance of being distracted while driving. Being distracted while driving, you can hurt yourself, family members, or even people you don't know. In conclusion, we talked about the epidemic of distracted driving. We briefly talked about the statistics about distracted driving. The two causes of distracted driving, major causes, is mentally and being physically distracted in your car. i.e. texting, eating, passengers, outside influences, drawing your attention away from the road. And finally, we discussed preventative methods, other options that you can do to prevent yourself from becoming a statistic, becoming a distracted driver. Talk with your family. Let your kids know, or your family members know, you're not going to get in that car. You're going to keep that phone in your purse. Everyone may not know someone who's been directly affected, but everybody will probably have that one family member, friend, that's been indirectly affected by a distracted driver. Just the other day, like I said, I was in my car with my family. The wife got rear-ended from behind. The girl was wanting to eat French fries. I was hungry too, but I wasn't driving, so that was okay. But with the understanding what it is to be a distracted driver, you can help prevent the next distracted driver accident. And in conclusion, my remarks are, there have been quite a bit of information presented to you today. While you might not change your opinions of other drivers, you can do something to change your driving in the driving world. I'd like to offer you the opportunity to take a pledge to prevent distracted driving. If you would like to take a pledge and agree, nobody's going to come track you down if you break the pledge, but it's something that you can do as yourself. Go to distraction.gov and click on the right-hand side of the page and take the pledge not to be a distracted driver.